Fiction podcast, where we chat about all things Christian fiction. I'm your host, author, and insatiable reader, Shatona Havoc. And guys, we have back with us Taylor Newport. We talked to her last year or early this year. I can't remember which because my brain's dead, but about book 1 in her series. And I've already forgotten the Dauntless. I knew it was Dauntless something, but I couldn't remember the other word. The Dauntless Defenders series. And guys, we talked about book 1 just a few months ago. I don't remember how many, but just a few. Guys, book 4, okay, as of the release of this episode, just came out. And it's like, whoa, this girl is on fire. So welcome back, Taylor Newport, Taylor S. Newport, for those who aren't remembering the name, because I don't know if I even said it because Shatona, but it's a day, guys. It's a day. Just bear with me. But anyway, welcome back, Taylor, and Dauntless, book 4 already? Wow.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, I have several more coming out. One more this year.
So when we talked, what was it? I don't know if we actually talked in November or if it was when did that episode come out? Came out November 1st. So we talked back in like September or whatever. We talked about book 1. Did we talk about any of the other ones?
I honestly don't remember.
I don't either. It only it says book 3 coming on January 23rd. So I know we didn't talk about 2 for sure. Yeah. Let's just assume that we didn't talk about the other books, and let's get a little bit of a catch up. So what is the series? For those who missed that first episode, which I will put in the show notes, let's give an overview of the series so they know what it is we're actually talking about.
So the Dauntless Defenders series is basically like, I could call it a romantic action thriller. And it's just very action-packed. There's a slow burn romance. And basically the story follows an Australian mercenary, Taylor Reid, and a Russian heiress, Alexandra Romanova. They go on different operations to rescue different innocent people and fight bad guys. And then their relationship progresses throughout the series.
Love it. Okay. So, obviously it all kicked off with book 1, and I since I don't recall if we talked about book 2, what did we see in books 2 and 3, and then we can talk about book 4 here.
Okay. So basically in book 2 it comes, I think it happens a month after the first book. The events from the first one flow into the second one. They're not standalones at all. So the second book, Alexandra and Tyler are tasked with taking down the rogue CIA division, Sector 17. And originally she'd just been trying to escape, but now she's decided to shut him down completely, especially since the leader of the group is trying to kill people in the CIA. And let's see what else. Basically, that's the plot for the second one. I don't want to spoil anything.
Right, yeah, that's the problem. It's you don't want to spoil them, but on the other hand, we got to know why, what's wrong with our brains and why we haven't read the next one yet. Okay, so for me, at least, book 4 isn't out yet as we're talking, so you kind of can't blame me, but for reasons that I can't recall, I didn't even remember that book 2 was out, so I've got problems. Anyway, hi, how you doing? Okay, so book 3 then, and I heard you correctly. These must be read in order.
I mean, the first 2 definitely. The other ones, it makes more sense to read them in order, but you don't have to read the previous ones.
Okay, gotcha. Just making sure. Okay, so then book 3. What do we see in that one?
So book 3 is set a year or a little over a year after the second book, and basically Tyler has just returned to his normal mercenary missions, while Alex managed to go home to her grandfather, he was formerly the Russian prime minister. Now he's retired, and the CIA director comes to her with a mission connected to what happened in the first book with a life-saving narcotic her mother made, and basically someone has stolen it and kidnapped an Indian doctor who was working on it, and so she has to go rescue the doctor, and she teams up with Tyler to do it.
Ooh. Okay.
Things are pretty intense because he's ghosted her for a year.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, do I recall? Am I confusing 2 different people's series? Is there because we're talking sectors and stuff? Is there a bit of dystopian to this?
No, this one's set modern contemporary times.
Okay, so that's good to note. Okay, so, because my brain is trying to turn this into dystopian and it's not working when I'm hearing CIA. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, wait a minute. That would be why it's not working in my brain. Okay, good, good, good. I'm confusing two different series, and that's not unlike Shatona. Anyway, oh boy. Okay, so because this feels to me like you've got oh, I can't. It almost feels like you've got like it's and that doesn't work either. The closest thing I can come up with is slightly alias ish.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never watched that show.
It feels like there's a bit of that too. I was just trying to think of something that readers might be able to connect with and get a feel for it. And that's the I keep wanting to throw it in with like Born Identity, which is if you go with the action packedness, sure. But obviously we're not dealing with the all the amnesia and all that other stuff that goes in with some of those. But huh. Yeah. Anyway, my brain was just trying to go, what can we compare this to? And it just kind of stands alone, which is even cooler.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely very different than most other series.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we've got Australian and Russian, which are not commonly things that we expect to see together. It's maybe a little more, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, maybe a little more compatible usually than US and Russian, but then we've also got CIA. So I mean, it's like we've got stuff happening here and with some, interestingly opposing forces. And I can just imagine all the I want to say all the explosions, but that sounds too literal. I'm just thinking about ideologies and having to work together and not work together and all the things. And when you were writing this, I'm just imagining you sitting there, with like, rubbing your fists together, making sounds, because I mean, you've got lots of stuff going on here. This is really cool.
Oh yeah, there's characters from like all different countries. There are like plenty of Americans. There's Brits. There's two siblings that are part Iranian, part French.
Now, how was that to write to try to get a feel for these different nationalities and how they would and wouldn't work together and all that stuff?
Oh, lots of research.
Yeah. Okay, but then on the other hand, how do you research something like that though? You know what I mean? That's a tough one to research.
Yeah, yeah. I especially like because Tyler's one of the main characters. Well, actually, I did the same thing with Alex. I had to just like research like a lot of like common terms, kind of like listen to people from those countries talk and kind of like get the flow of things and kind of figure out how they think. And also like not even like their the countries they're from, also like their backgrounds. That also affects well all the characters.
Right. Wow. That see, to me that just sounds so fun. Just getting a feel for all the different ways that people act and interact and all the I mean it's kind of like when I'm doing historical and I have to look up words. Did that word even it wasn't even it in use. And if it was it used the same way it is today when I'm writing about? You know what I mean? Because
Oh
it's
yeah.
so different and this feels like kind of the same sort of thing. As far as research goes, just having to figure out that's cool. That is
Oh
really
yeah.
oh, oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. So we have a year between the first two and the second two books. Is that what you said?
So it's a month between the first. Okay, actually, yeah, you're right. I think, yeah, 1 month between the first and second, and then a year between the second and third.
That's what I thought. Okay, just making sure. And do we get a sense of what was going on during that year?
Yeah, kind of. I explained that, like I said, Tyler went back to his normal rescue operations, and then Alex was trying to because her father, who was killed, he owns this big like cybersecurity company, and so Alex is kind of trying to figure out like what she wanted to do during that year because I mean she can either take over the company and like be in the spotlight for that, or she would prefer just to kind of stay in hiding and just live a more normal life.
Oh, yeah. And that would be a tough thing. I've always imagined not just, we think about soldiers who come away from, after they've been in war. I'm thinking World War II, the guys who spent so much time in Afghanistan, people who have spent a great amount of time in war. We think of them as having trouble re-assimilating to, civilian life, everyday normalcy. But I often think, oh, well, what's his name? He's a mercenary. But I'm also thinking, CIA guys have got to have similar troubles where when they quit doing all the spy stuff, assuming that, they're actually field agents as opposed to analyst types, which I'm assuming most of the CIA is on that spectrum. But, it's just like when you think about it, you gotta have to like change your mind and quit thinking of everything as, okay, is this relevant? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That would be so hard to absolutely shift that. And it would be hard to do it with a character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh wow. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so book 3, when did that come out?
January 22nd, I think.
Okay. And now book 4 just is coming out in July, which means it just came out for listeners, because we are booked out forever these days. But okay, so what are we going to see in book 4 now?
So I'll just do a quick thing for the end of book 3. Basically, Tyler and Alex kind of have a necessary conversation because he has a bit of a death wish, and so she's trying to get him to like live and not just want to die constantly. And so she kind of helps him through that a little bit, but he's been a soldier for like 15 years. He doesn't know how to do anything else. So basically, even without the death wish, he's still like throwing himself into work constantly.
Yeah.
And so in book 4, she's trying to get him to go on a vacation, but then people connected to an old job of his end up reaching out to him for help, and he gets pulled into another job, and so that just kind of goes on. And during the job, he realizes that he's pushed himself too far, and he starts messing up, and there's so much going on that Alex has to really step in to help him.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, and that's before book 4, or that's book 3 into book 4?
Book 3 into book 4, basically.
Awesome. And so now you said we've got another one coming out this year, but we've got a bunch more after that?
Yes. Yep.
Not that I'm excited or anything, Okay, so what is the most fun part about writing this series?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I love writing the action scenes, like the car chases. I actually like. Well, I don't do like the gory parts, but I actually think it's cool to actually write out like the actual combat scenes. Just I always like in movies, I always felt like fascinating that the choreography there.
Yeah.
So I kind of added that in, like, cause like no gory details, just like the moves and stuff.
We don't need every drop of blood that flies through the air. What? Oh
yeah.
Have you ever noticed that in particularly in Christian fiction, there are exceptions to this, but have you ever noticed that during those types of action scenes, there really are no bodily fluids of any kind? There's no sweat, there's no blood, there's nothing until they're all done, and now they're like coated, and you're like, wait a minute, what about in the middle? But I don't really want the middle, so thank you for not middling. But on the other hand, but then you've got Ryan Steck, who wrote a fight scene that took up like the entire scene took up like most of a chapter, and I knew every single loose tooth, bone, crunch. I mean, it was way too much for me, but I was like, well, this guy just made up for everybody else.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I have noticed that.
All right, well, okay. So fight scenes, I can see how that would be fun. I'm not good at fight scenes, so I tend not to put them in, because I'm like, until I get better, I do practice at them and I write them and then I delete them and move on to coming at it from a different perspective, so that I don't at least put a bad one in, because the only thing worse than no fight scene is a bad one. So like, congrats on learning to do that well. That's, for some of us, that is not an easy skill. I wrote an entire book to learn how to write kisses that people don't miss because they're that discreet. Maybe I need to write a whole book on fight scenes. I don't know. What a mess. What a mess. Oh boy. Okay, so like character wise, we have Alex, and I've already forgotten his name. What is his name again?
Tyler.
Tyler. Not Taylor, Tyler. But so
I had
Alex,
to make it hard for readers.
right, there you go. So Alex and Tyler, aside from them, and I don't care if you go through the whole series or if it's just this book. Do whichever it makes you happiest. But who's your favorite character outside of those two?
I guess it'd probably be between two characters. One is actually the villain in the first two books. I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes those villains are the most fun people to write.
I think like he's funner for me because he's actually not pure evil. He had a reason for doing what he did.
Right. And those
And
are
even
always better.
yeah, and he didn't do it out of cruelty. He did it out of revenge because I can't spoil it, but
Right.
he had a good reason. And then the other character is actually a hacker. He's British. Sometimes I forget he's British if I'm writing him, unfortunately. He's supposed to be British. He likes to like quote movies, and he's constantly teasing Tara and Alex.
I love it. I love it. Finding characters are that just kind of resonate and you want to keep with, if you will. Those are the best. It's just it's so much fun, and I love the idea. It's really hard. On the one hand, some people are just evil. They are, but those aren't fun people to write. You know what I
No,
mean?
definitely not.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're just like, okay, who cares? But when you can make me totally against the bad guy because what he's doing is wrong, but understand why he's doing it, you've done something really not just good, because we like it when authors do the good thing, you write a good book, but you've also done something that helps you kind of see into people and quit seeing people in very straight up categories. You're good, you're bad, you're good. I mean, because we're all bad and do good things for the most part. We're a blend of mess, and only thanks to Jesus do we have anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just so cool. I think the most recent thing I ever did in that last agency files, I kind of fell a little bit in love with, not romantically, but just because I just love this character. With my bad guy, and it was one of those things where I could not turn him into a good guy, but I could give him a measure of repentance. But would I? And I couldn't decide what to do for the longest time. I'm like, well, we're just going to keep going until he decides what he's going to do, because I can't. If I had tried to force it, I think what I did would have come off as very just straight up, this is ridiculous. But I wanted so badly to be able to orchestrate him. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. So faith wise, what do we see faith wise in these last couple of books?
So Alex was I guess technically both Tyler and Alex were raised Christian, but things happened in their lives where they kind of strayed somewhat. Tyler did more than Alex did. But she was captured by the mafia, and so she's kind of had to do whatever to survive. And so in book one, she starts like focusing on her faith more, and then kind of her faith kind of grows between books two and three some. And Tyler, he has a much further way to come, as he was abused from a young age, and so he has just had to basically look after himself for like 24 years. And so Alex tries to bring him back to Jesus because he used to believe his parents were Christians. And so kind of throughout like the books, she's kind of, instead of just like telling him, he needs to be a Christian, she tries to like show through her faith.
Yeah.
Like it's real. It actually means something to her. And so that helps him.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I don't know. we're told to I don't, and the reason I'm saying this is that I don't want to like contradict scripture. We're told to go out and make disciples of all nations. We're supposed to tell people about Jesus, all the things, right? But there are
Yeah.
many ways to do that. And it's always attributed to Francis of Assisi, who actually didn't say it, but that whole idea of preach the gospel everywhere, all the time, whatever, and if necessary, use words. I like the premise of that, in that if you're living the gospel and you're showing who Jesus is in your life at all times, then you don't always need to be speaking it with words, even because let's face it, we have to eat. You know what I mean? We can't be trying to talk about Jesus while we're eating if we don't want to gross people out. So, just little things like that, we can't be doing it all the time, and yet we can if we are eating to God's glory. You know what I mean? And if our eating, and I'm taking this very literally, but work with me, guys. If in our eating we are being gracious to a server, perhaps, or to the person who cooked it, or we're being grateful for the food that we have, that we got to make, instead of grumbling that we had to make another meal again because these people just keep wanting to eat 3 times every stinking day. Wait a minute. No, I think I'm being a little, anyway. So the point being, you know what I mean? I like the fact that you've got this character that says, yes, I'm going to show this guy Jesus, not just I'm going to tell him about Jesus every chance I get, but I'm going to show him about Jesus by just living for Jesus to God's glory. And I like that. I like that. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so when you say you've got quite a few more books coming, are we talking, 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 30 or 40? I mean, what are we talking about?
So the fall novels, there's gonna be 16 at least, and then I have 3 short novels that kind of like go in between. I have is the prequel's out now, and then I have a couple other books, short novels that will be like released between a couple of the other ones.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, and how far have you actually got in writing these?
Book 5 is done.
And that doesn't come out until
November.
November. Yeah, I kept wanting to say August, and I'm like, no, that's the episode. Shatona, come on, get it straight. It's like only me. I have problems, guys. This surprises no one. No one. So, guys, she's already got we are recording in May. She's already got book 5 written, and it's coming out in November. So, this tells me that she's working on book 6 and it'll probably be done before November comes around. Am I crazy?
No, that's actually my plan. I try to like stay a book ahead, so book 5's written, book 4 hasn't released yet. So
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I like this because you won't get stuck in a situation like I did with everything going sideways in 2019, and people don't have to wait for years for the next book in the series. Thank you for that. And you're a good example to those of us who made a very bad mistake there. But oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, what do you think is going to happen with like this cast of characters? We've got these two. I'm assuming they're going to be there through the whole thing. But are we going to see
yeah.
new characters come in and fade out, or are we going to have like this core group of mostly the same, except for villains have to change or whatever? How's that going to work?
So Tyler and Alex stayed through the entire series. And the only book she's not in is actually the prequel, but he's in all of them. But yeah, I have certain characters that I'll actually be leaving in book 7. I like trade out some characters just to keep it interesting.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, that's the hardest part of a long series is knowing when a character has served his or her purpose, and then when to bring that person back, even though we thought we were done with them. And that was the hardest part with my agency files, is like there were a couple of characters. Well, and for one thing, there were a couple of characters that I had in the books and then had cut out specific references to. You just knew they were there and you didn't know who they were. You just knew that this was going on. And then in the later books, I mean, they're there and they're named and they're on the page. And I realized that most readers probably had no idea that we were talking about them back there. Which
Yeah.
is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I realized that they probably didn't realize who was being brought in and out of things, you know. And then I had one
Oh
character
yeah.
that everybody thought was gone for good, and I had to bring her back. I needed her. And that was fun because I never liked her. And I have to bring back someone I don't like, and you're not supposed to like her, you know, but I had to bring back someone I don't like and make her likable ish. That was hard.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So if readers are looking, I mean, because am I correct that these are all available in Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah, they are.
Awesome. So if readers are looking for some, they're like, okay, I want to read all of these books, but now I have to wait a few months for the next one. Is there an author that you can say, well, if you like that author's books, you'll like mine? Because then it would work the other way around. If you like mine, maybe you'll like that other author. Is there someone you would send them to in the meantime?
Oh, Ronnie Kendig's books are actually my favorite. Her writing style actually helped inspire mine, but her books are really, really good.
I like it. Yeah, I can see that actually. As soon as you said the name, my brain, the little pieces started clicking together, and I was like, "Yep, yep, I see that. I see that." So, okay, guys, Ronnie Kendig writes more than one style of book. She writes more action, suspensey kind of stuff, but she also writes spec fic. You know, some science fictiony stuff and everything. So you've got a bit of a variety with her too.
Oh yeah.
So that's super cool. If readers could take one thing away from these books, you know, they're going to walk away and they're going to go, "Man, those books gave me insert whatever it is here." What would you want that to be? What would you want them to walk away? And it doesn't even have to be a spiritual arc, because spiritual arcs all change and everything. And with a big series, that's a lot of spiritual arcs. It could just be a series arc where it's like, you know, I've got my Anna Green Gables. That's my cozy comfort read. You know, that's what I get from that series. What about yours?
I think like mine because like I this series does deal with hard topics, I would say. I think like the takeaway I want people to get is that they matter. They may have like suffered trauma in the past, but they're seen. Jesus loves them, and they just matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we do forget that we matter to the Lord, and because we matter to the Lord, we matter to the people around us even if we don't see that. And even if they don't see it. I mean, sometimes we don't see how much someone matters to us until we don't have them. Then
Yeah.
we see, and it's like, ouch, I took that for granted. And now, wow, you know, and that's a tough one when you have those people who really did matter and they aren't there. And we can do something about that in a sense, if that we remember that we matter to someone, we matter to the Lord, but because we matter to the Lord, we matter to someone in our lives. We just may not realize it yet. So we need to do something about that. And I like that. I like that a lot. Oh boy. All right. Absolute worst part of writing this series.
Oh, the absolute worst part?
Yeah. Let's make
Oh,
this hard. There's always
I don't know.
something.
Maybe the fact I can't like write them all at the same time.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. You are the first person who has said that. And that is always the worst part of any book, is that I've got all these ideas in my head and I can't do it all at once. I can't be all things to all characters all at once, all the time, all by myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Finally, someone answered my answer. It makes me so happy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So now we do have an introductory novella or short novel, depending on which it is. Would you recommend people read that first, or would you recommend that they start with the series and then read that at insert place here?
So the prequel, I mean, they could start at book one, but like you've learned like a little bit more backstory for Tyler in the prequel. And actually, it is free on my newsletter.
Awesome. Okay. So speaking of newsletter, where do people go to get that then? And where do they go to get on the newsletter, find out when what's coming and how's what's coming, and get that prequel?
So you just go to my website, taylorsnewport.com, and then there's just a box or whatever you want to call it right at the top. You can put
Excellent.
your email in.
Excellent. Excellent. And how often do you send out newsletters?
It kind of depends. I was doing a monthly, but I realized I don't always have tons of updates, so I decided to send it out less. I mean, probably like every 2 months or so.
Excellent. Everybody likes to know. It's like, when should I see this? Because for one thing, there are some authors that actually send them out quarterly or biannually, and they sign up in July, and the last one came out in June, so they're not going to see one until December, and it shows up, and they're like, what is this? But if they know how often
Yeah.
it's coming, it kind of helps trigger. So I've learned the hard way that it's like, how often is this coming out, so that I don't just decide that I don't know what this is, I better get rid of it. Because I mean, I signed up because I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Like, hello. Ah, so cool. So cool. Well, Taylor, this is exciting. I can't wait. I've been holding back waiting to binge because I knew I was going to want to binge, but I feel like book 5, I did not realize that 3 and now 4 were out. So yeah, actually I don't think I realized book 2 was out. Or maybe I thought it just came out. I think I thought it just came out. That's what it was. Anyway, I have a brain, and it's in there, and it's trying to fire on at least one cylinder, but that cylinder is backfiring. So I don't know. Now that, I mean, come on, we've got 4, almost 5 out. I feel like it's binge time. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Actually, things kind of shift after book 6 because there's actually kind of like different stages of the series, and so 1 through 5 is kind of one stage, and then 6 through I think it was 8 is another stage.
Ooh.
So
Yeah. Okay. 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 So this is perfect. So well, okay, maybe I won't binge. Maybe I'll just like read one. So let's see. Guys, we're in May. So if I did one in May, June, July, August, it gives me to September. Maybe I'll wait until and start in July. And then that would give me one book a month. And then that last one will come out in November, and I will be all caught up on this stage. That would be kind of cool. But can I wait that long? I mean, I've waited this long, and it wasn't fun. Every time I saw your name come up on my list, I was like, yeah, but I really want a couple more because I have a feeling I'm not going to want to stop reading. And so I was like, oh, I'll just wait. Oh, and then your name came through, and I'm like, yeah, maybe now's the time. I had no idea that now is the time. It was like, woo! So excited. So excited. Well,
next year I'm planning to release few more in the series. I'm hoping to actually release them a little bit more often. I think the sixth one comes out in March.
excellent. So we have November to March. That's close. And
Yep.
then do we know when the one after that's coming out, or do we have to get it done first?
Let me check my calendar real quick because I have it up because I've been planning out my stuff. So I have well after 6 I have a short novel coming out in May.
Oh, yeah.
Then book 7 releases in August next year, and then book 8 releases in November next year.
Okay, so we can read. So like this is all about me, guys. Okay, I'm sorry, but so I can read books 1 through 5 by November, and then I could wait until like say I start. Maybe May. I could read in May, so I could start May, June, July. And I can get book 6, 7, and 8 that way.
Yeah.
And plus, and you said there's a short novella. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so like it could just be my summer reading for the next couple of years. I like this.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
I like this. Okay, we got this. We got this. So excited. Anyway, guys, if you haven't seen the covers, you need to hit pause or at least go over once we're done and check out these covers. These covers are cool. I mean, I see them and I'm like, it feels like these should be movies. Okay. They just scream, let's jump in and go. And I'm looking at Overdrive right now, and the combination of the yellow, the orange, and then the purple edges, it's just like it's screaming, read me and read me now. Okay. All right. Deep breath, Shatona, calm down. So, okay, readers go to taylorsnewport.com to get on newsletter and find out all the good things that are coming. Taylor, well done. Can I just say, well done. So excited. Can't wait to see what you've done with these. And now I feel like I don't have to wait anymore. I was so sure I was just going to dive right in after we talked last time. And I was like, no, the more I thought about it, I was like, I'm not going to want to wait. And I did not realize that I was not going to have to wait. Shatona has problems. This surprises absolutely no one. But anyway, thank you so much for coming and chatting and telling us about it. You've got to come back and tell us about this little next arm of the series because we're going to need to know all the things. And yeah, well done.
Thank you.
So excited. So excited. Huh. Okay. I have to say, if you read her author thing on Amazon, guys, it says 4 years of research before the first book released. 4 years of research. This gal has done her work. Just saying. And don't forget that she was a finalist in the Genesis contest with ACFW. Just put that out there because I have forgotten about that, and I should not have forgotten about that because that was big. So congrats on that still, because that's a tough one to get. Even just finaling is tough.
Oh yeah.
I've had to judge those, and you get some good stuff in there, and you're like, whoa, you know, like yikes.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, well done, congratulations. You got to come back. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, guys, I'm going to say have a good day. Go read all of these good books. As of the release of this episode, there are 4 available and another one coming in November. So, you know, I'm just saying you've got it. And then, and like she said, this like kind of, you know, book ends this arm of the series, and then we're, you know, it's going to grow a new arm in next year. So, you know, just saying. And I will chat with you guys next time.